Morning arrives, but this is no ordinary dawn. The light does not bring hope. It brings war. 5 Lizardman warriors stand at the edge of the frozen lake. Zeriusu, Zenbaru, Shasaryu, and 2 other brave fighters from the United Tribes. They wait in silence, hearts pounding, weapons ready. And then he arrives, clad in ancient armor. His form towers over them. He holds a massive halberd, ice forming with every step. His aura, unnatural, chilling, divine, in the way only a servant of absolute power can be. Without a word spoken, the Lizardmen charge. Not because they believe they can win, but because they must. Because if they don't fight, if they don't defy this god who has come to destroy them, then what hope do they have for the future? Their spears fly, swords clash, and magic explodes. But even their combined might is just a whisper against the storm that is Cocytus. Shasaryu weaves protective spells, bolstering their defenses, while Zeriusu's blade glows with enchantments. Zenbaru, the strongest of them all, leaps forward with a mighty roar, shaking the frozen swamp beneath him. A single wing beats and the ground trembles. But despite their ferocity, despite their unity, there is no victory here, only survival. One by one, the lizard men fall, wounded but defiant. Their attacks do land, but they are mere scratches on an iceberg, meaningless against the being before them. And so it ends. Only Zeriusu remains. His armor is shattered, his sword arm hangs limp, yet he stands firm. With a final roar of defiance, he charges forward, and in that instant, he feels the world shift. The pain fades. He looks up into the cold, unfeeling eyes of his conqueror, and that's when Cocytus strikes. Not with hate, not with anger, but with clinical precision. In a single instant, Zeriusu is knocked unconscious. The battle is over. The frozen waste echoes with the dying breaths of warriors and the soft thud of a heavy footsteps. Cocytus stands amidst the fallen, his form silhouetted against the pale sky. Before him, the 5 warriors lie still. He looks down at them, a hint of something akin to fondness in his emotionless eyes. Ashamed to waste such warriors, he murmurs, more to himself than to the corpses. Then, as if waking from a dream, Cocytus turns and strides back to where his skeletal steed awaits. It whinnies, sensing its master's return. Cocytus mounts and raises his head, addressing someone not physically present. My apologies for the delay. Their resistance was, how should I put it, amusing. I believe I found a means to improve our numbers. Cocytus pauses, savoring the thought. Preserving them might prove beneficial. What do you think, my lord? Meanwhile, in the throne room of Nazarick, Ains sits enthroned, his skeletal fingers drumming on the armrest. Beside him, a swirling vortex of magic crackles with energy, a direct line to Cocytus. Through it, Ains sees the battlefield, the fallen warriors, and the imposing figure of Cocytus. He considers the prospect of preserving the Lizardmen, their strength and resilience piquing his interest. A small smile tugs at the corner of his skull-like mouth. Intriguing. Very well, Cocytus. Preserve them. I am curious to see how they will adapt. Cocytus bows his head in acknowledgement. As you wish, my lord. With that, he disappears in a swirl of ice and shadow, leaving Ains to his thoughts. The smile on Ains's face widens. The conquest of the new world is going to be much more interesting now. Back at the Lizardman village, Crush clutches her staff, her heart pounding in her chest. She had sent out 5 of her bravest warriors to confront Cocytus, knowing it was a suicide mission, but hoping for a miracle. Now the sun climbs higher, yet her warriors do not return. Just when despair threatens to consume her, a figure appears before her. It is Zeriusu, battered but alive. Relief washes over Crush, but she quickly recovers her composure, her gaze sharp with worry. Zeriusu, you lived, but tell me, what happened? Why isn't everyone else here? Zeriusu lowers his head, shame evident in his posture. I failed, Crush. We all fought, but we were no match for Cocytus. He is too strong, too merciless. Our weapons bounced off him like pebbles on iron. And one by one, my brothers fell. He lifts his head, eyes filled with anguish. I am sorry, Crush. I could not protect them. Crush steps forward, placing a hand on Zeriusu's shoulder. She feels his trembling, sees the haunted look in his eyes. Do not blame yourself, Zeriusu. You did all you could. We all did. She pauses, taking a deep breath. Now we must prepare for the worst. Cocytus has shown us mercy by taking quick and merciful lives of our warriors. That shows respect for our strength. but that same respect means he will not hesitate to destroy us all. If there is any chance, however slim, we must take it. Just then, another figure emerges from the forest. Sebastian, his expression grave. Crush. We have received word from the others. It seems our worst fears were confirmed. Cocytus has defeated them all. Crush's heart sinks, but she quickly recovers. Thank you, Sebas. Please, go inform the others. We must gather the elders and strategize. As Sebas departs, Crush turns back to Zaius, her gaze resolute. Come, Zaius. We have much to discuss. Together, they disappear into the depths of the village, their silhouettes disappearing inside the huts. Inside the great tomb of Nazarick, Cocytus dismounts from his skeletal steed, the bones clattering softly as they hit the stone floor. With a graceful movement, he sheathes his halberd and turns to address the 6 figures that have gathered before him. I apologize for the delay in returning. Their resistance, while futile, was more tenacious than anticipated. However, I have reached a conclusion. The 6 guardians, each a formidable force in their own right, turn their heads towards him, their expressions a mix of anticipation and curiosity. Cocytus continues, I believe I found a means to augment our forces. He pauses, letting the weight of his words sink in before adding, what do you think, Albedo? Shall we preserve the lizardmen? Albedo, her gaze fixed on Cocytus, replies, an intriguing idea, Cocytus. I would like to hear more. Cocytus nods and proceeds to explain his reasoning, highlighting the lizardmen's resilience and potential for growth under Nazarick's guidance. The other guardians listen intently, offering their thoughts and opinions. The debate rages, each guardian weighing the pros and cons of Cocytus's proposal. Aura, ever impulsive, favors immediate action. Why wait? If they are strong and show potential, let us take them in. More subjects for our kingdom. Mare, more pragmatic, suggests caution. We must consider the risks. How will they react to our rule? Will they remain loyal or plot against us? Sebas, as always, is quiet, his gaze distant as he ponders the moral implications. Finally, Cocytus, ever the voice of reason, proposes a compromise. How about this? We shall preserve the strongest among them, those who fought bravely today. As for the rest, we shall allow them to live, but under our watchful eye. The others nod in agreement, impressed by Cocytus's ability to mediate. The decision made, the guardians disperse, each returning to their duties with renewed vigor. As for Cocytus, he disappears from the throne room, leaving behind the faint echo of his purpose. I must retrieve the lizardmen warriors. I believe they will make excellent additions to our ranks. In the frozen wasteland, Zarius stirs. His vision blurs as he comes to, and the world slowly comes back into focus. He groans, his body aching as he slowly gets to his feet. But as he rises, he notices something strange. His wounds are healed, his armor repaired, and around him, his comrades are also reviving, none of them bearing a single mark of their battle with Cocytus. Confused, Zaius calls out, Cocytus, what is the meaning of this? A voice echoes in response, greetings, Zaius. I trust you are feeling better. I've decided to grant you and your companions a second chance. You have shown bravery and skill, and I believe you can serve me well. Startled, Zrusu instinctively reaches for his sword, but his movements are sluggish. Who are you? What do you want? Cocytus steps forward, his form towering over them. I am Cocytus, servant of the supreme being Ainzul Gaun, and I have come to offer you a proposition. Join me and serve Nazarick, or refuse and face annihilation. Zariusu hesitates, weighing his options. His tribe's survival hangs in the balance, and he knows that any decision he makes now will have dire consequences. As the seconds tick by, the fate of the lizardmen hangs in the balance.